In this video, we're going to go over foam rolling techniques for healthy shoulders. So you're going to start by laying on your side with the foam roller underneath your arm there. This is what we call the lat muscle, the swimmer's muscle. Goes from the arm, kind of through the armpit to the back. Very big fan-shaped muscle. It can get really tight with people. When we do things like hanging or pull-ups, this is the muscle that's being used, and because we don't do that quite often, it does get pretty tense and tight and gunked up. So we want to play around in this position. As it pertains to foam rolling, we don't often want to roll so much. We really want to find some positions that might be tender. And I'll roll a little bit, but really I'm trying to search for different positions, get up and down that muscle belly, just to make sure I'm relieving any bits of tension. You'll see me kind of rolling side to side. I want to make sure that arm stays in external rotation. You'll see me looking at my hand now, make sure that thumb is facing behind us. That gets that lat muscle in a really good stretched position. And I'll move from sort of midway down the ribs and then upwards towards the armpit. Again, hitting the muscle belly of the lat muscle. And as I get closer to the armpit, I'm going to start hitting more of the rotator cuff muscles like the teres major and some other things that are going on back there. And as I get up into that armpit, now I'm going to start doing some external internal rotation movements, because that's what some of those muscles do. And you'll really start to feel when you do that external rotation is when you should really start to feel some stuff. If not, keep playing around with different positions. See my face kind of squinting here. I'm finding some spots that are tender, just not going so super hard at them, but really trying to loosen them up a little bit. So we've hit the lats, we've hit some of the rotator cuff muscles. Now I'm kind of hitting that posterior part of the deltoid. And now we're going to move to the tricep. So while we're here, we might as well. You can use that same position, same side position to do the tricep. And as I bend the elbow, so that gets a good stretch of the tricep. If you keep it straight, it's just kind of loose. So rolling side to side a little bit, rolling up and down. Here I do roll more so than anything. Again, no need to get too close to the elbow, staying on that muscle belly. We'll switch sides. So starting with that big lat muscle, the swimmer's muscle again. Kind of rocking side to side. My arm is in external rotation. Can use my legs, they're bent as seen, to kind of roll up and down. And I'll just start moving that roller upwards towards the armpit. Finding different spots, just trying to massage them out with the roller. This can be pretty painful for some people, so I'm not saying to get to a point where we're in excruciating pain, but if you can, find some discomfort and try to get through it. You might need to get a softer foam roller. Mine's a little bit harder. Some people need something that's a little more soft. And again, we're moving up towards the armpit. This will help with our overhead positioning as well. Makes it easier for that arm to get overhead. So once we get up into that armpit area and towards the back of the arm a little bit, we start doing our internal external rotations here. This is when I really start to feel some discomfort, but then after a while it starts to loosen up. Good, few more reps, few more spots. Again, if you need to do longer, do longer. As you do this more often, you'll kind of get the feel for it. So we'll hit that tricep again on this arm, on this side. Again, bend the elbow. And make sure you get sort of the inside and outside part of the arm. The tricep has 3 heads, hence tricep. Good, few more rolls on the tricep. All right. So now we've loosened up a lot of that underarm position, okay? And we're gonna move to the bicep. The bicep is very, very important to the shoulder. People don't understand this. The bicep we think of as like the elbow, but the bicep actually crosses the shoulder joint to some degree, and problems with the bicep can affect the shoulder. In fact, biceps tendinosis is one of the things that does cause shoulder pain. So we want to make sure that that bicep is nice and rolled out. So I want the arm to be straight. See my thumbs kind of pointing down. But again, the bicep has 2 heads, so we want to make sure we got inside, outside of the arm. You'll see me, I'm just kind of rolling back and forth. Again, this isn't one where I really stop and try to find pressure points. This one I just really kind of roll out, and then you'll see me just kind of playing around with different positions, rolling back and forth. Switch it over to the other side. And we're rolling on the bicep. While you're there, you can definitely hit the anterior part of the shoulder. Just be careful, there's a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of tendons, a lot of mini joints, bursas, all kinds of stuff, so be careful. Got a few more rolls on this bicep here. All right, good. So now we're going to move to the back. I know it doesn't seem like, oh, this is for the shoulders. Well, our thoracic spine is important for the shoulder health. So you'll see me, I kind of like to put my hands behind my head. I turn the volume of the actual video down so this voiceover can be there, but I get a good few cracks when I do this usually. We want to stay up more towards the upper part of the back here. So now you'll see me hugging it out, and this is really going to get those tight, tense muscles, our rhomboids, our traps that are in the upper back. I lean side to side sometimes to get one side or the other. This one's particularly painful for me, so I try to just do as much as I can. And I try to get up really high to get those upper traps, although there are some other techniques to get those a little bit better. And then I just like to spend some time in this extended position, manipulating my neck just a little bit. Stretching of the chest. reaching overhead. We should feel pretty free after doing a lot of this foam rolling. External rotation overhead. Good, we'll do some tricep elbow stretches. Again, our shoulders should feel pretty loose after all of this. One of the last things we're going to do here is get into a bridge position, not necessarily for the bridge. You'll see my hands, my arms are actually actively pushing into the ground. So we just did a bunch of external work. Now we're doing some internal rotation while applying some pressure. And then release into Shavasana and just chill. Namaste.